Hello and welcome to a Topic a Month podcast where we cover one topic a month split into weekly segments. This minicast is going to be on the topic of what makes you, well, you. What events happened in your life that created the person you are today? Of course, this is a very open-ended and abstract topic, but we'll get onto that. Today's local business is one of food, and we love food, but mostly we love a home-cooked style, locally owned food that can only be gotten here in Duluth, Minnesota. So unfortunately, they don't deliver elsewhere, but if you do come and visit, give them a look. Toasty's has two locations, one on 9th and another on Superior. They create everything from sandwiches, both vegetarian and meat, burgers, soups, salads, and sides. Not to mention their delivery area is massive, so even us on the West End can get them. They get it made fast, delivered fast, and for a great price. I know, who wants a grilled cheese sandwich delivered, but man, seriously, you gotta try them. They are worth their weight in gold. They are absolutely delicious. And you get a pickle spear, so that's cool. The what makes you argument is such that, no matter the situation prior, you'd always be yourself. It's not so much an argument as to why you are the way you are, but more so a description of the person in front of us, or in front of yourself if you're evaluating your life, which I suggest you do from time to time. Inner reflection is, to me, incredibly important. Am I actually fighting for myself, for loved ones, for others with the actions and beliefs? Am I personally doing everything possible to be the best person I can be at this moment in time? But this is the end result of actions, your self-study, a constant source of double-checking your own life. So what makes me, me? The simple answer would be everything up to this point. From birth on a Thursday in November to when this episode is recorded, uploaded, and published. But after that, everything can change. So, what makes me, me? The simple answer would be everything up until this point. From birth on a Thursday in November, 31 years ago, to when this episode is recorded, uploaded, and published. But after that, everything can change. You've listened to a glimpse of my life that has led me to create the words you're listening to, so you can better understand yourself perhaps, and why we are the way we are. I can certainly talk about why I am myself through hobbies, events, births, deaths, marriages, locations, and the underrepresented, convoluted definition of life. I am me. But let's not get into why your host isn't a Nazi, why he isn't a homophobe, why he isn't a racist, and why he isn't out to take away freedoms of others that should be the norm for Americans and for the world. Let's talk about you on the other side of the speaker. Let's talk about why you have come to this point in your life. Pick out an event that had either deep consequences to your happiness or to your sadness. Happiness can be easier to find a point where it left, and not to go down a rabbit hole just yet. But why don't we focus on something a little more positive? Find a point in your life that you're absolutely happy. Let's focus on that point. Let us try to remember every single detail. What was the smell? The sounds around you, the temperature. Most likely, you'll remember the sight and the feeling. That memory of happiness is one that has changed you. Changed you enough to want that happiness again, to strive for it, to work towards, to become this person which you are today. Congratulations! You are more a positive person for it. You're more positive because of that memory, because of what it's doing for you, because of what it will do for you. That memory, that experience has shaped you into something, hopefully, better for not only yourself, but for the people around you. The coin's gray area is thin, and we've covered heads, so let's move to tails. Death. Death changes us. It can change us for the better, and it can change us for the worse. But what it ultimately does is defines us in our future. Death can normally be something that is heavily altering. Take any death in your family or friends, someone close to you that has passed. How would that have changed had they not passed on? Had they pulled through the illness or the series of events hadn't happened that led to their passing? We would think nothing of it. We would have hoped that they had not died from sickness, and we would have been none the wiser of the events that gave us the near miss. But they did pass. And that event in our lives, and ultimately theirs, gave you your new life. A different outlook for the road ahead. What did change? Ultimately, maybe nothing. But there's always a little something that changes. Maybe you'll spend a little more time doing something you love, reading, writing, drawing, thinking about whether or not life has a deeper meaning to it. Take notes on it. Take pleasure in daydreaming about the subject of life and death. There are multitudes of consequences for every action, even small, relatively inconsequential decisions that you make throughout your day that have had an effect on the rest of it. But was it good or bad? Was a butterfly flapping its wings, or was it so trivial that it was barely noticeable consciously? Does every small task just lead up to what defines your being? Or is it only through self-reflection that causes you to be you? Are we on a tipping point of too abstract, or is this all rather tangible? Why are we the way we are? Is it through biology, experience, nature, or is it just because that's the way we're meant to be? Are we fated to be us, or are we an amalgamation of atoms and randomness, and only our consciousness decides who we actually are based upon impulses and electrical firings? What would you rather be? Can you do something about it? Will you? We, well, are. Thank you for listening to this minicast. I do hope that you enjoyed it, and I promise to get more published as time goes on. We're always open for suggestions on both minicasts and monthly topics. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at A Topic a Month. Send us some suggestions through our email at atopicamonth@gmail.com, or throw us a $5 through our Patreon, and we'll send you a sticker. Thanks, and have a good night.